fellow enthusiasts, welcome to my channel. Let's go into today's video and we're going to come back at the end to wrap it up. Now, earlier on today, we were talking about ChatGPT and other artificial intelligence tools that we could use. We talked about the Tome app, but right now, and also we talked about other things, but right now I want to zone in on this ChatGPT. We'll come back and talk about the Tome app later, because right now the server seems to be laggy, so we're having difficulty syncing up with the server. But let's just go quickly into ChatGPT and we'll see what we can learn from ChatGPT, and then we'll use that knowledge to improve our work experience, right? So the first thing you want to know is, what is ChatGPT? What does ChatGPT mean, right? And what could it be used for? So again, it's an artificial intelligence tool, but what does it really stand for? The chat in the ChatGPT is just because it's interactive, it's chatty. You talk to it and it talks to you back. But then the GPT, what does the GPT stand for? Right. So I'm just gonna give you general knowledge of general background of what ChatGPT is, and then we can go in and use it to our own advantage. Right. So the GPT in the ChatGPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. Generative Pre-trained Transformer. So, if you will, it's an artificial intelligence tool that relies on pre-training. So people will enter data into it, taking maybe like all the books that existed, all the articles that existed, all the information that existed before, and putting it into the system and adapting it to be able to respond to people based on pre-knowledge. Just like the way we learn is by feeding ourselves with information. So this artificial intelligence system is fed with lots and lots and lots of information, and then they're able to generate responses to input, to triggers, to chats. So the chat at the beginning is just the way you interact with it. You send it a message, it will respond to you. Some of them even use audio interactions. So you can talk to it and it will talk to you back, or it can respond in text. So, but the GPT is the generative pre-trained transformers, right? So let's just go quickly and see how this can help us in our different fields of endeavor. I told you earlier on that you can write books using ChatGPT. So how can you use this to write book? How can you use ChatGPT to write books? So let's just go into the ChatGPT. So there are many ways to access ChatGPT. One of them is what I'm using right now, chat.openai.com. Google has theirs and Microsoft also has theirs. I think Google's is called Bard dot ChatGPT. Let me see, bard.google.com, bard.google.com. So it's BARD, bard.google.com. So you can go in there and sign up. You'll be waitlisted. I think they are waitlisting people, and it's not rolled out across the globe yet. So you have to be in certain regions of the world for you to be able to use it. So in the US, I know for sure you can use it in the US, but in other parts of the world, I don't know if they are rolled out in your region. So when you go to bar.google.com, you can give them your email address and they will put you on the wait list. And when it's your turn, they will email you and say, go ahead and try it out. So, and then for Microsoft, I think theirs is just Bing. If you go to Bing, there's a chat application that is embedded on Bing that you can use for that. So here it says, Bard can create and all that. Say, let's see. Bard isn't currently supported in your country. Stay tuned. So from where I am operating right now, it's not supported yet. So I'll just wait for it to come out in my country. And I think if you go to Bing, or let me just use a different browser so we can refer to this back if we need to. Bing.com, and you can chat with it. It will just be a chat application on the side that you can start interacting with. And but while that is loading, let's just go back to this one here, the OpenAI. So you can ask it any of these things in the example to explain quantum computing in simple terms. So if I click on this, it will generate the response. Okay, I can ask it to give me ideas, creative ideas for a 10-year-old birthday. I can also ask it to help me make some HTTPS or HTTP requests in JavaScript. The capabilities is that it can remember what I've said in earlier conversation. This is great. If you're typing certain things, as we're going to do right now, or in a moment from now, if you're interrogating it frequently and asking it for specific responses, you can actually train it to understand fewer strokes, fewer characters to mean the same length of characters. All right, so I will show you examples. So you can pre-train it to work with you, so you can remember your conversation. It can allow you to provide follow-up corrections, right? So if it gives you a response, you can interrogate it, and it can issue corrections on what it has responded to you earlier on. And then it's also already pre-trained to decline some responses. So you might ask it for some jokes or to tell you certain things, and it will tell you that it's unethical or something like that. Or as a language model, it's not allowed to generate such. Now, limitations, right? Sometimes it might generate inaccurate response. So when you're asking it for information, certain information, make sure you have you have a way of verifying or confirming, right? Right now, it's still in early stages, so you are one of the early adopters, right? Number two is that occasionally you can provide harmful instructions or biased contents. So you have to look at it properly and make sure that the content is proper for your purpose. And lastly, it's limited to knowledge that, or words and events that come from 2021 and later. In other words, it was pre-trained with data from earlier than 2021. So you have to bear that in mind. I don't think it has access to live internet. This open AI one. I don't think it has access to live internet, but it can pretty much generate great ideas. Now we've said a lot, so let's just start working away. Now let's ask it simple question. Like, let's say, what is today's date? Right, so what is today's date? I had a typo, and it's capable of understanding typos, and it won't just bother you, it will just give you a good response. Today's date is May 6th 2023, so it gives you the answer quickly. Now I'm just gonna be just kind of friendly. I don't have to, but if I say thanks, you'll give me a very good response. You're welcome. Is there anything else I can do for you? Now I can pre-train it. I can say okay, this question I ask here, I can say, when I type what is today's date, so WITD, I can say understand that as, then I can say what is today's date. All right, so I am pre-training it right now to do something, because just to give you an example, we don't have to do this, but to give you an example, so all right, so as an AI model, I can certainly understand that WITD stands for what is today's date. However, it's worth noting that this abbreviation is not widely used. Fine, it's fine. So I'm just going to ask it WITD and see what it's going to tell me. Maybe you have to put it in quote or not. Okay, yeah, good. So it understands that this stands for what is today's date. So you can pre-train it to do certain things. All right, so you can output that for you. So I can just do it all the time. What is it? I can use one letter. I don't have to type all this in full. All right. I can just represent that with one letter, but it's fine for now. Now we have done that pre-training, so you can understand how this works. Now the next thing I'm going to do is, so it gives me the same answer, so it's consistent. Now what we're going to do is we're going to write a book. So we're going to write a book. So we're going to we're going to tell it to write a book outline for the book with this title. So we're going to give you the title, AI versus human intelligence in 2023. All right. So it's going to give us a book outline for this topic that we've just given it. So first of all, it will give us the introduction, and then it goes on and on. So introduction, let's just go back and scroll to the top. It's still generating, so I'm struggling with it. It should stop scrolling once I scroll to the top. All right. Um, Introduction, the capabilities of AI, the limits of AI, the future of AI, the strength of human intelligence, the limits of human intelligence, the future of human intelligence, AI versus human intelligence, competition or collaboration, conclusion. This is an awesome book. We can actually go ahead and write this book. So he has given us this outline. Now, if this is an area that you are knowledgeable in, you can go ahead and write a book based on this outline. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this outline that it's just generated for us. And we're going to open a Word document. In this case, we're going to use a Google Doc, and we'll just copy it over there. Right, so we have generated an outline for a book, and we can go ahead and write this book. Right, so let's go back to our artificial intelligence or the ChatGPT, and we can go ahead and start writing on the different chapters. So I can just go ahead and say, write me um, write let's say details of chapter 1. All right. No, and it will just go ahead and generate the details of chapter 1, and then go ahead and do chapter 2 and chapter 3. So you have to query it, and then you go ahead and just do that for you. So here is the introduction. It goes ahead and gives us this information. This is awesome. This is great. So you can just copy this and paste it on the chapter 1. If you don't think it's enough, you can say write more. So I'm just going to say write more. Now, write more is something we're going to be doing often. So this is one of those you want to, well, it's easy. It's not a lengthy thing. But if it was lengthy, you can train it to know what, maybe you can do WM to me, write more. And next time when you say WM, it will just write more of what you have asked it to do before. And now, so we're expanding on that chapter. Now, I want you to know that this is generating this from information that it has been fed over time. What you need to do is to read this and make sure that you personalize it, that you own the content. What I mean by owning it is that you agree with the content. If there are information that are not correct, you change them. And I won't encourage you to copy things from here verbatim and submit, because sometimes, because it's a generative model, it might generate something similar for someone else. So I also encourage you to check for plagiarism before you publish anything generated with ChatGPT. Now I can just say whatever it has generated right now, I want it to maybe rephrase it. So I can just say rephrase. And that's why it's called a chat. That's why you have that chat at the beginning, so because you can interact with it, you can interrogate it and have it just rephrase. So you say, sure, here's rephrased version. So chapter 1, chapter 1 has been rephrased in this format. So go ahead and play with this, and then just copy the text, put them over to your any text editor of choice, and then go ahead and edit your book, and you'll be ready to publish it in no time. So I'm going to stop this portion so far, and now we go over to Word Genie, which is an application on an add-on to Designer. It's a new add-on to Designer. Very, very important tool. I love that Word Genie a lot. Love it a lot. So let's just go over there. I want to see if I can edit this and make it no highlight, and then we can go over and try to use Word Genie to work on the same subject. All right, so I highlight color. I don't need to highlight it. Anyways, I want to remove the highlights here. So let's go on the same. Okay, introduction. Where's my introduction? All right. So, introduction, definition of AI and human intelligence, brief history of AI development, importance of discussing the topic in 2023. So that's what we actually have generated here. It talks about those three bullet points and then gives us the summary here, the on the conclusion of that. So you can expand this. I can just copy this and paste it here, and I say expand, then I put it in quotes, and I can tell you how many words. I can say expand in, let's say, in 100 words. All right, and then it will go ahead and expand this for me. Okay, so I think I put extra characters here. So when you click on this down arrow, it will just go scroll to the bottom of the page. All right, so I've copied that and pasted it, and I said expand it in 100 words, and it says sure, and expanded it in 100 words. So when you're done with this, copy it over, read it through, make sure you agree with it, edit it. Don't keep it the same, edit it, right? Because there's a possibility that it will generate the same for someone else, and make sure that the subject you're dealing with is a subject you're quite familiar with, so you can understand the context and be able to um, present this as someone who has authority in that field. You understand what is spitting out for you. Don't just go ahead and copy and paste just like that. No. Now let's go back and take that topic and go over to Word Genie. I've been, holding myself trying to just spend time here, but really, Word Genie is the bomb in this space. All right, so um, unfortunately, we can't just paste this like this in Word Genie, but let's just go over there in Designer and see what Designer can do. Designer has been loading for quite a while now, so um, let's see if it loads faster now that we're here. All right, okay, it's loading now. All right. So when you go onto designer, it's spelled DESIGNRR.io. You can just click on create a book, and you can create from draft, or you can import, or you just scroll down here and go to Word Genie. That's what I want us to start with. You can import from Word Doc X or Google Doc. You can start from a template and so on and so forth. You can import from a URL. So you go to your website, your blog post, copy the URL, and you can import from that. But let's do Word Genie because I love this, because it just helps you and makes all your effort, almost like effortless. It makes it seamless. So we go in here and we click on Word Genie, and then we can get started. So if you purchased a plan, you start with 100,000 credits. So I've been doing some experiments here and doing a lot of things, and my credits have depleted. You can see my credits is only 19,000 left. But let's just go and it's asking for the niche that we want to work on. So I'm just going to try to see if it will allow me to paste that. Um, so let me just say AI versus human intelligence in 2023, right? So that's what we want to talk about. It's going to be an English text, or you can select different languages if you are an expert in that language. So, or if you're knowledgeable, let's say knowledgeable in that language. When you go next, it will use some of your credits to generate the next response. So, if when you run out of credit, you can buy more. I think with $17, you can get another 100,000 credits, and then you can tag your book. So when you click this area will just give you ideas what you can target with. So I'm just gonna do um let's just pick a few: education, and then it will continue digital marketing, um hobbies and crafts. Oh, let's stop so far. We'll just do an example. Then you go next. So it has used 169 credits so far. Now it will give you some topics that you can, pick from. If you don't like what you're seeing, you can click next, regenerate to get different topics. And again, you're not going to be stuck with these topics. You can always change it when the book is done. So AI versus human intelligence in 2023, that's the topic we actually wanted. So we're just going to choose that topic. There's no point going through. You can go through and select what you want. We go next, and it's asking us for the audience for our book. Who do you think want to read your book? Let's just say, um, who do we think will read our books? AI, let's say IT professionals. I don't know. Let's say everybody. Anyway, so we'll go next. So you can just write anything you want, the audience for your book, just put it in there. And then once you do that, it will take some credit from your balance and generate, all right, some titles. Here's some suggested titles for your book based on the audience that was selected: the future of human intelligence, AI and human collaboration, the battle for intelligence, AI versus humans in 2023. Let's try the second one. Again, like I said, you can always change that later. So let's go. We have used 363 of our credits to generate this so far. Now it's going to now generate an outline of how the book will look like, the chapters and the sub-chapters, or the chapters and the sections and subsections. And then when we go next, it will go ahead and build each section or each subsection by generating. All right, so it has generated what I was looking for. So the introduction, then, so that will be chapter 1, then chapter 2, chapter 3, and so on and so forth. And it takes us to conclusion. Right, so this is the outline for the book. Much similar to what we had with ChatGPT. ChatGPT gave us the outline and chapters and all that. Overview of AI capabilities in 2023. Word Genie also gave us something similar in that you are AI versus human intelligence in 2023. Now, this is where the difference, starts emerging. With ChatGPT, you have to query it or interrogate it for each of the sections to give you the words to the starting point. Then you can query it further to get more words or more characters, or sentences, if you will. But for Word Genie, if I click next, it will iteratively generate the sections. Each section, unless it's interrupted, it will generate the entire book for me. Now, the chapters may not be complete, the topics might not be complete, the sections might not be complete, but it will generate a starting point. Then you can add your voice as the authority in this area or as the owner, because the content belongs to you. This is the information I got from designer, the owners of this tool. The information belongs to you. The copyright belongs to you. But it is advisable that you edit. You don't just take it hook, line, and sinker. You edit what he has given to you. So if I click on next, it will take more credits to generate the content. I don't know if I should click this or not, but you know what? For the purpose of learning, so I'm going to click on it. When I click on next now, it will go ahead and generate the chapters. Now, when it's done, I can say I don't like what it generated. I want it to regenerate it. But right now, you can see it's generating responses for each of the section. And this will take a little while. And with some, sometimes you get some interruptions due to network or something like that. When there's interruption, you will notice a red X against the title or the chapter that you're working on, and then you can just regenerate that section. And when it's working, you can't interrupt it. When it's working, you can't click anything else. It will just generate and then go back and iteratively generate another response, and so on and so forth until the book is done. Unlike the ChatGPT, where it generates section by section, you cannot tell it to write the entire book for you. You can try, so let's try. Let's try. Instead of saying write me an outline, we can just say write a book on the subject, with the title. Write a book with this title, and it's gonna tell us that it's an AI language model, something like that, and it's not capable of generating a whole book, right? So that's why you have to be chatty with it. You have to be interactive with it to generate the book that you want. So let's see. All right, it's still generating an outline. Write a book. All right, so it's cannot give us a book, but you can see how limited the book is. Each chapter is about 4 lines. Each chapter is about 4 lines. The introduction is a little bit more. Chapter 1, 2, 4, 6 lines. Chapter 2, 4, 5 lines. Chapter 3, 4 lines. Chapter 4, 5, 2, 4, 5 lines. Chapter 5, 4 lines. Chapter 6, 4 lines, and conclusion is also 4 lines. So this is not really a book. It can just be a flyer or a pamphlet. But since we can do this, let's make the book more interesting. Let's say write a book. Write a 200 word book, 20,000 word book. All right. This is where it's going to tell us I can't do this. Or maybe we can say 2,000 instead of 20,000. Maybe 20,000 is too much. Let's see what he will say. All right. So what did he say? I'm sorry, but as an AI language model, I'm not able to generate a 20,000 word book in one response. However, it will. What did he say? It will take. Let's go back there. That it will take a significant amount of time and effort to create a comprehensive and well-researched book on the topic AI versus human intelligence in 2023. However, I can provide an outline for a book of this length. So it goes ahead to give us the outline that we can use to write the book ourselves, right? So it wouldn't give us the length that we're looking for. So even the previous one too that it generated for us, it was really limited in scope. Okay, let's check back on Word Genie and see how it's doing. Word Genie is still working away, because WordGenie does not give you this limitation that we just saw with ChatGPT. WordGenie just goes in and writes the entire book for you. When I say entire book again, it's to give you the some words, some introduction, or even some details in each section. Then you go in and add more contents and personalize the content. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but just own it, make it your own by adding your own touch to it. Again, it is always important to you to go for topics that you are familiar with, topics that you have some level of authority in, topics that you can have a genuine touch on what has been produced without um, destroying or disturbing the flow of the work that has been done. So this is you collaborating with artificial intelligence. In fact, let's just go back to what ChatGPT generated for us, because there's a section that I really think is very important, and we can work with it to generate that section. It was the section that talks about collaboration or competition. I think it was um, a good topic to explore. So ChatGPT versus human intelligence. This is chapter 8. AI versus human intelligence, competition or collaboration. So let's just ask you to write us a chapter on this. Okay, write this chapter. Write okay, chapter. I'm just gonna paste it because it will be chapter 8. Right. So um let's make it, let's see if we can do it 200 words. Write 200 words on chapter 8 on chapter 8. So let's do that and see. And again, you can query whatever it has produced. So let's go down to the bottom and see what's going on. All right, it's actually writing that. Write 200 words on chapter 8. All right, chapter 8 of, yeah. All right, so it's writing that. So let's just read a little bit. AI versus Human Intelligence in 2023 explores the relationship between AI and human intelligence and asks the question of whether they are in competition or collaboration. On one hand, concerned there are concerns that AI could replace human intelligence in many areas of work, leading to job displacement and even unemployment. With AI's ability to process vast amounts of data and perform tasks as at a much faster rate than humans, there is a fear that it could render human intelligence obsolete in many areas. So you can go ahead and read. You see, it's generated this in this, very, very responsive or important feedback to us, and you can take that and add more to it. Just checking back on what Genie is still working away. Still working away. Lots of things to be done. I don't know how much credits we have left. We should have made this very limited in response, but it's still working away. So let's just keep interrogating ChatGPT while that is going on. Anyways, we have other things we have to do because we want to publish one of these to show you how it's published. So while that is being generated, let's go back to um, Kindle, and just if you have an account, go ahead and create a new book to publish. If you don't have an account, that's fine. Just create an account with Amazon, kdp.amazon.com, then log in and start creating. So let's start creating the outline while this work is still being done or generated for us. We're going to edit it and publish it, or we can just I'll just show you the steps. We might not publish it at the end of the day, but I'll show you the steps and we can cancel it if that becomes a problem. But all right, so we're gonna publish ebook, paperback, or hardcover. So let's just do ebook right now. So you click on create your ebook, or you can click on create paperback or create hardcover. I think one limitation with hardcover is that your book must be at least 75 pages. If it is less than 75 pages, you will not have the option to publish in hardcover, but you can do Kindle and paperback. I encourage you to do all if you can. Otherwise, just do the Kindle and the paperback. Now, one more thing with paperback is when you're publishing, if the book is less than a certain number, I don't remember the exact number, but if the page number is not large enough, then you shouldn't have text the spine of the book. So just have it on the front and the back pages. All right, so this, click on create. Let's see it load. All right, as it loads, I'm gonna go back and check on designer. Let's see what it's doing. It's still working away. Still working away. Right, so designer, or what Genie is going to generate the entire book, not just the outline, but give you a little bit more meat in the inside, and you're going to go ahead and edit it and make it your own. ChatGPT, awesome, great. However, you have to just query it and keep querying it until you get the content. And again, if you're using ChatGPT, have your book open in an outline, have a Word document open or a Google Doc open so you can copy whatever section that has been defined for you over and edit it there. Now, I want to talk to you about something else while these pages are loading. I'm opening more tabs, making it even harder because my network is laggy today. But let me just show you something quickly here. When you come to what the Word document. Let's try Word document. So when you come to Word document, all right. So Word document sometimes um, allows you, not sometimes but all the time, you can add your margins. You can use the whatever margin, you can do a custom margin for yourself, and then the page size and the orientation, you can do all this. So if you don't see the page size that you're looking for, you can go on custom and create that, right? So you can do the page size as well, determine what page size you want to use. However, when you're using Google Doc, sometimes you don't see the page size you're looking for. So you can, there's 5 by 7, 8 by 10, and 3, and so on and so forth. There's all kinds of pages here. You don't see what you're looking for, you can go more and try to define it, the width and the height and all that. Define it yourself, or you can go on margins and just uh, pick what works for you, or you can go on custom and define the margins in the custom. Now if you're doing this in Google Doc, it's not that easy. So what you do with Google Doc, I'm just going to switch over, is you have to go to the extensions and you have to download this extension called page sizer. You have to install this extension. So once you install the extension, you can then go in there and set the page size. So this is almost like doing um, the custom page with Word document. So you go in there and then you put the page size you want. So in my case, I want to do 6 by 9. So once this loads up, you type in your 6 and then you type in your 9, and then that's in inches, and then the book is set in that page size. Also make sure that you set your margins so that as your book grows, when it's being bound, the text don't get stuck between the binding, right? So you can read, excuse me, you can read when you open text. All right. So in this case, really the internet is laggy today, but you can see we're able to manage. So 6 by 9 in inches. You can drop down and change it if it's in centimeters or millimeters, but in our own case is in inches, and then you just save that. Let's go back and check in with KDP and see how KDP is doing. All right, so I think I'm going to do this KDP section next time. I have to upgrade this computer. It's undergoing upgrade right now. I'm going to upgrade it to Windows 11 and then come back and try it one more time. But let's go to Designer and see how Designer is doing with our good. Now, Designer is pretty much done. We've used 12,000 credits. We have just 7,000 credits left. Now, if you use up your credit while this is being generated, it's fine. What will happen is when you purchase the next credit, they will take whatever was used, whatever credit that you actually, that's when you, it's actually should be called credit, because if it runs out of credit, it can continue working, but it will just take that credit against, apply that credit against your next purchase, which is $17 for 100,000 credits. So we are done. We can go ahead and choose a template, or we can just save it as draft. But right now, it won't use your credit anymore. The credits is used to generate the content. When you click on choose template, it will stop taking credits from you. So this is the last credit. It will take 12,421. You can copy the words here and go over to maybe Word document or Google Doc to count the page numbers. But we're done there. So we're here now. We have to choose a template. So just waiting for it to load. You can preview the template that you want to choose and then just apply it. So let's just pick one. There's no point going through a lot, but you can go through and see whatever makes sense to you. I just like this one here, copywriting 101. So I'm just gonna use that template. So you can do a preview as well if you want, but just click on use and then it will load the content that it just generated for you into this book. And I think I made a mistake. I should have done this earlier. Maybe I should cancel it because really there's no harm here. I'm not using any more credits. Let's go back and do something a little bit different. I want to show you how to change the paper size or the book size. So right, my internet today is so slow and so lagging. And while this is happening, I'll just tell you something about designer that I like so much. The owners or the people that work in this place, they are very responsive. If you send them a message, you see here on the bottom at the bottom right hand side, you see this chat icon here. When you click on it and leave a message, they respond to you within 20 minutes or 30 minutes. And when they respond to you, if you're still online, you get a response. But even if you're not online, they will respond to your email address. So whatever email you used when you created the account will also receive the response. So even if you're away from your computer, you can always get the response. They are very responsive. All right, so give them a try. It's only $27. Maybe I will put the. I'm not getting any commission or whatever from them, but maybe I'll just put the link in the comment in the description so you can go ahead and try them out. Give them a try. They have a 30 days money back guarantee. So if you don't see what you like, you can always ask for your money back. I think they give that guarantee. So okay, this my internet is not making things easy for me today. I'm gonna try it one more time, and if it doesn't work, I'll just oh snap! Why the snap? The internet should be working fine. All right, my speed test was pretty high, but well, speed test on the phone, not on the computer. Let me see how fast is my internet. All right, speedtests.net. All right, my internet is pretty slow today. It's only 60 Mbps download, 66. That's too low. I should have at least 500 Mbps. So I'm gonna call my network providers to find out what is going on. But 60.77 download speed is pretty too low for my computer for my usage for the plan that I have with Rogers. So Rogers, I don't know what's going on with the internet, but this is disturbing the flow that I have planned for this book. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, because of the internet disruptions, we're going to continue this next time. Let's get the internet fixed. But I'm just going to recap what we've done. So we've gone to ChatGPT and inputted some text and asked it to generate an outline, a book outline for us. It did that. And we can copy that over to a Google Doc or any text editor where we can keep querying the ChatGPT or keep chatting with the GPT and keep getting responses that we can use to build our book. Now, remember I said don't take anything word for word. Try to edit it, try to add your own feel, and make sure that the topic is, a niche or an area that you have some experience or expertise in. Now, that is one. The second one is you can go to Designer and use their Word Genie. It's a new add-on that they have just introduced based on the knowledge I have. So it's pretty new for them. So you go and try it out, give it a text, and just like ChatGPT, but once it starts to generate, it will generate the entire outline and then also generate some content. Once you look at the outline and you're happy with that, you go to the next level. So once you look at the chapters and the sub chapters or sections and subsections, and you're satisfied with what you're seeing, you can go ahead and then generate the full contents. Once the contents are generated, you go ahead and pick a template. Now that is where I'm going to take it up from next time. Once this computer is resolved, if the computer internet issue is resolved, The next video, we're going to take it on from there. We will show you how to edit the page size or the book size, and then also show you how to adjust the margins if you're just using the base plan. Because actually, when I purchased this, I realized there are some other uh, purchases or add-ons, or it's almost like a clickbait, to be frank. But I think the word genie is worth the $27, and it's a lifetime membership you have. You just have to keep buying credit. So I think it's worth it, but I think there's something that looks like a click bet because it's marketed as, just purchase once and you own it for lifetime. However, when you purchase it, you realize that you run out of credit quickly, and then you need to do more. Like, you can use about 12,000 credits just to write a good book, right? And or more. And once you're done, if even if there's a mistake and you want to go back, you don't get the credit back. So that's one downside I see for this. But I think it's worth it too. What for what he's doing, for what it's worth, I think it's not that bad. So we have um you generate the outline. I'm just gonna stop because this is gonna be very frustrating if you keep going and this keep lagging. I'll come back when the internet is better and I'll show you everything. I'm gonna call the internet company to find out if there's an error or an issue in my area. But then you just go ahead and copy the text over to what a text editor, edit it, and then you are ready to publish your book. Next episode, I'm going to show you how to um, adjust the page size, the paper size, and then I'll show you how to design the back cover, the front cover, and how to put it out there on Kindle for others to have a look at what you've done. Right, so in the next episode, we'll do that. And then after that, we're going to talk about other things. Remember, we talked about Tome app at the beginning. I will show you how to add narration to Tome. So you can embed a video narration on Tome app. And it's really amazing. I've shown you earlier today how to generate presentations with Tome. Just give it a title and it will generate the presentation for you. You can copy it over to PowerPoint and you're good to go. And then I think you also have to look at the pricing. You can purchase something that's within your reach, and then just start from there. And gradually, as you get familiar with it, you can upgrade your plan. All right. So again, I think that artificial intelligence should complement our efforts and not challenge us. They will challenge us really, but it shouldn't be. Let's go in the words of ChatGPT. It should be complementary. Where is the word that he used? Let's use that same word. It should be collaboration. Yeah, let's look at it as collaboration and not competition. ChatGPT and humans, it should be collaboration versus competition, right? So let's have that collaboration. And even if you look at it as competition, just to push you a little bit to do a little bit better, right? So before you can, maybe it might take you months or even years to write a book. And sometimes, speaking from experience, you have the outline from day one. You have this brilliant idea and you have written down the outline. I have some books in my shelf in my on my computer that I have the outline written for years. Even some of them have more than a couple of thousand words in them, already. And the outlines were there, some chapters were written, some areas that just have introduction, and the rest of them not fully generated. But with ChatGPT, you can actually query and interrogate it and get, help push your ideas and get faster to completing your book. And I've used this to complete one of the books that we conceived. And also, there are other ones that are coming, just that we have to take our time to get these things done. But this can help you. This can help you get going. We have some books already, three of them out already at the marketplace in Kindle. So, and we're working on more. And working on more. But we're trying to show you how these things can be done and how you can jump into this space right now. We are the early adopters. So join us, be part of this, and learn alongside with the rest of us. Don't feel scared. Don't feel that this, the competition is going to swallow you up. As long as you're part of the early adopters, that you learn and understand where the trend is going and be part of that trend, I think you will do great. Now, I'm not going to wait for this internet anymore, because really it is frustrating just seeing blank pages because the responses are not coming forth. So I'm going to leave it so far. I want to thank you for watching this video, and please remember to like, subscribe, share, comment, and remember to turn on that notification bell, so when we publish the next videos, you'll be one of the first to know. We're going to be continue this video. We'll continue it. Doesn't matter what the internet is doing. We're going to fix the internet, and we're going to continue doing this, and give you the complete outline until we publish one book. You can see, if not for the interruptions, we would have finished this book in less than an hour. We would have finished in less than an hour. So imagine when you're doing it at home with your internet fixed and everything is working fine, you can finish the outline in less than an hour, and within another 23 hours, you can do your formatting, you do your editing, and have the book ready for purchase or to share with friends. You can just release it for free. You can put it on Kindle and just have it for that people can read it. Like I released one of my books, and I say people can read it for some days for free. So you can do that as well if you just want to get the idea out there, because my intention was just to get the idea out, and I chose the barest minimum amount for the hardcover and for the paperback, because for me it was getting the idea out and having it in the hands of the people versus making money out of it. So if that's your intention too, then go ahead and do the same. Choose the minimum amount that will be suggested by Kindle. We're going to talk about that more when we publish the book. All right, so we're going to walk through and publish something together, and hopefully we'll be able to publish this one that we just worked on. We edit it together and we publish it also together. All right, until I come your way again with more contents, stay enthused. Bye bye.